Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to create a GPO for your RDP certificates, and then I'm going to show you where to find that this GPO certificate has been stored in your cert store. Let's get started. Okay, for the first part of this, we're going to create the GPO. There's no real tricks to creating the GPO. We're going to go into our group policy manager. We're going to notice that I already have a remote desktop one. And if you remember in the previous videos, what I've done is show you how to open the firewall rules and that sort of thing. So what I'm going to do in this one is I'm going to extend this particular one to do the certificate for us. So we're going to right click on our remote desktop one and we're going to click edit. We're going to go to policies. We're going to go to administrative templates. We're going to go to Windows components. And I'm going to make this a little bigger. Go down to remote desktop services. I'm going to go to remote desktop sessions. I'm going to go to remote desktop, security. And under the security, we've got our certificate. And in here, what you're going to do is click enabled and then enter in your template name. Now, I believe I told all of you guys to save a copy of the template name and in Notepad so you can just copy and paste it. So here's my certificate server, and you notice I've got the template name there. But if you come back to my certificate authority, you'll notice really quickly there are actually 3 different RDP ones. And all of these were my original tests for doing this video set and making sure that I got all the steps right. So this last one was the one that I did in the video. So how do I know what the template name is for that? So the simple way to do that is to confirm that, is to go into Manager. And in the certificate template man, I'm going to go find my RDP, and here it is. And the simplest way to do this is you can go to properties on this and look at it, but then you'll manually type it out because it's all grayed out. But you can actually go change its name, and in there the certificate template's there, and you can copy it from here and go back to your GPO and click OK and close out. With that, you're all done. There's nothing more you actually need to do for this GPO to apply. The next time the computers come online or refresh their policies, they'll do that. So because I want to show you where the certificates exist in the second part, we'll show you that in just a second. So we're back. What you didn't see me do is I forced the replication to happen between my DCs. Most of the time, this stuff there's a lot of hurry up and wait. So if you're impatient, just force the replication and hope that it happens. So in the second half of the video, the first thing I wanted to do is show you the certificates and where they store in your cert store. So I'm going to go off to one of my DPs, and I've already loaded up the certificate manager, and you'll notice that I've already expanded off the remote desktop and certificates. And if you look at the certificate, you know that this certificate is self-signed. I can tell that just by the name matches the server name. I'm sure there's other ways to tell it as well. The second thing I can tell by looking at its properties by double clicking it then, is you'll notice that this one's only valid for 6 months. So all the self-signed certificates are always only valid for 6 months. And if you remember in the video when I created the template is good for a year. So again, just to show there's nothing up my sleeve, we go into the personal store, there's nothing in there. And I'll hit refresh just for the sake of hitting refresh. And there you go. So we're going to force GPO to run on this machine, and we're going to hope that the replication has occurred. And I think there's a typo in that, so I put that in. And what this is doing is going and grabbing the group policy objects. Everything says that it's done successfully throughout the whole thing. So now, if I come back to my certificate stores and I hit refresh, I believe there's a refresh button there. Notice the certificate here has not changed in any way, shape, or form. And if I double click it, again, it is still only valid for 6 months. But if I go up to my personal store and I go refresh, I can now see that we have a certificate in there, and we can see that its intended purpose is for RDP. So this is where you see that the certificate has been issued, and you notice that it is valid for 1 year from today. So that's how you validate that you've got your certificate in place and how you get it. Normally, once you create the GPO, you wouldn't need to do anything. Approximately an hour later, all of your computers would automatically update, automatically enroll, and automatically get their certificate. So from this point going forward, you will no longer get that warning message about connecting to a remote desktop because the certificate is untrusted. They'll always now be trusted in the environment, and better yet, they'll renew automatically. So hopefully you found this interesting. We'll see you next time. As always, I encourage you to subscribe to the Ask Garth newsletter and subscribe to the YouTube channel. This way you can stay up to date on all of the latest topics that I'm working on. Whether it is a software reports, extending your inventory, Intune, whatever it is. Feel free to touch base with me if there's a topic that you'd love to see. Upcoming topics are going to stay along the PKI strategy for a little bit, but you never know. I keep wanting to go back to do some for Roland Anderson's script and showing off reporting for it. So, anyways, we'll see you next year.